Crash Course. Today we are going to be discussing Trump versus International Refugees Assistance Project, which resulted from Trump's totally uncontroversial executive order protecting the nation from foreign terrorist entry into the United States, taking his first action on March 6, 2017 in Washington, D.C.
The parties involved in this case are Jeffrey B. Wall, who advocates for the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and Omar C. Jadwat, who advocates for the international refugees coming from these Muslim countries, which include Iraq, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen.
Triggered by events such as the London terror attack, those 6 countries who are involved in the ban are either considered a state sponsor of terrorism by the United States or have been significantly compromised by terrorist organizations or contains active conflict zones.
In Trump's side of the case, he can support his case by using the recent event that had happened in the U.S. where Muslim terrorist Tashfi Malik had passed 3 background checks before entering the U.S. On the other hand, the international refugee can use the event that had happened in Las Vegas, where ISIS were being blamed for the shooting. Later in the case, the FBI had dismissed the assertion because ISIS had nothing to do with the attack.
The Supreme Court considered whether Trump's travel and refugee ban violates religious clauses of the First Amendment, due process of the Fifth Amendment, and the ban on nationality discrimination in the issuance of immigrant visas contained in the Immigration and Nationality Act. Totally unconstitutional.
Fake news.
The lower court, or the Fourth Circuit, ruled against the ban because the government is forbidden to exceed its authority or to engage in unconstitutional discrimination, even against people without such a right. Now let's hear what our justices have to say.
First, we're going to talk about John Roberts, the Chief Justice. Although he's an advocate for conservative principles and is rooted in the discipline of traditional legal method, he opposed the use of race in assigning students to schools. For this reason, we believe he will be against the ban. Neil Gorsuch, nominated by Donald Trump, has already publicly announced that he does support the ban. Ruth Bader Ginsburg has immigrant parents from Russia and takes potential discrimination seriously. In multiple interviews, she continued to criticize Donald Trump and even called him a faker. We believe she will be against the ban. Samuel Alito, a conservative associate justice, argued that the Trump administration should be allowed to enforce the ban in all cases, and for this reason, we believe that he will be for the ban. Anthony Kennedy, an associate justice since February 18, 1988, looks at cases individually as opposed to deciding based on a rigid ideology. He's also conservative, and for this reason, we believe he will vote for the ban. Clarence Thomas is part of the conservative wing and is often viewed as the most conservative justice. Earlier this year, emails leaked of his wife pushing for the travel ban, and for this reason, we believe that he will be in support of it. Elena Kagan and Stephen Breyer make up half of the Supreme Court's liberal justices, and for this reason, we believe that they will be against the ban.
If the case was favored by Trump, it would have resulted in more turmoil towards the future of the USA, as discrimination will be responded to by more terrorism and disapproval amongst countries spread around the globe. However, if the case favors the international refugees, then it will result in less people being in a war-torn country, slightly less disliking to the USA, and the easing of tensions between the public and the government of the United States.
We disagree with this ruling because we find it unfair that Trump is banning these refugees for the fact that a terrorist may come hidden within the refugees because, believe it or not, there are terrorists hidden among Americans that we don't even know about. We think that the U.S. should open their arms, accept these people because there's a lot of turmoil in those countries and they deserve the opportunity to receive freedom.
Considered a state sponsor of terrorism by the United States or has been
The parties.
Okay. The lower court, or the first. Oh my gosh, I can't speak.
Right here, right?
Yep.
In Trump's side of the case, he can support his case by using the
Totally unconstitutional. Oh, I didn't show it. Crap.